So I'm in Via Panzani and I'm walking towards the Santa Maria Novella train station. The Duomo is about 2 minutes walk behind me. Now, your trip to Florence has been amazing. Your schedule, you're just rocking it. You're having a great time. Then all of a sudden, one of you gets sick. What do? So in this episode, I want to share with you some of the perhaps boring details that you should have organised whilst you're travelling. And one of those, of course, is if you are sick, where do you go? Where do you find a doctor? I'm going to share with you some of those details. There's a doctor's clinic just up here. What about catching trams, buses, bikes, and going to a local supermarket? Expat Lifestyle with Babs. Give me a like, share and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you enjoy this episode. Now, we all hope we don't get sick whilst we're travelling, but if we do, isn't it great to know you know where you could see a practitioner, a medical practitioner. So behind me we can see there's a 24-hour doctor medical clinic that's very, very central to the historical centre of Florence. In fact, the Santa Maria Novella railway station is literally 300 metres in that direction. The back or side of the Santa Maria Basilica is just there too, just to give you some perspective. Now, I'll put up the phone number and address of this clinic right now, and I'll also include it in the video description below. So we can see this medical clinic is opposite the Piazza dell'Unità Italiana, and we can see the Santa Maria Novella train station and a tram stop that takes you to the airport. Just so you've got a good perspective, coming from the train station you can see the Health Solutions H24 Dr. Florence, number 7 Via Panzani. Okay, chemist right next door. Now, I have been to that clinic myself. As a resident here in Italy, I do get assigned my own personal doctor with the national health system. However, this is really central to me. It's not far from the apartment. I've been there a couple of times, wanting to get a splinter out of my heel, which was causing me trouble. I couldn't get it out myself. The other one is if you are here for an extended period of time, you do need a health clearance to join a gym, and that includes an ECG. So that was really convenient for me, and they did that for about €40. So there's my first little boring detail, a medical clinic that is easily accessible for you. They speak English, Spanish and of course Italian. It's just peace of mind. And next to it you can see there's a pharmacy, a chemist as well, and there's plenty of them around Florence. Now we can just see this tram coming in. I'll turn the camera. There we go. This tram can take you all the way to the airport for €1 and I think it's 75 cents. And to the left of the tram we can see the ticket box there to get your ticket. Now, when you're getting tickets, of course, you must validate them. Otherwise that $1.70 ticket could become a €40 fine by simply not validating. So let's explore this a bit further. Okay, so it's pretty easy, wasn't it? So I'll jump on now. I've got to validate the ticket. And on the train you can also pay with a card, but this does not validate the ticket you bought outside, the paper ticket. Okay, so it's really important that your ticket is validated, and that's a stamp that is put on your ticket which puts the time and the date, because it's a 90-minute ticket. You can jump on and off as many times as you want in that 90 minutes. So that tram takes you out to the airport, and literally the airport stop, it's a 100-metre walk into the terminal. $1.75 to get out there on the tram, whereas a taxi now is probably getting close to €30. But you must validate that ticket, because I'll share with you 2 months ago, I thought I validated the ticket, I hadn't, and security got on and I was fined €40. Not too happy about that, honestly. I had the ticket in my hand. It didn't have the time on it, even though I had a live ticket. It wasn't live because it wasn't validated. It cost me €40. Now, I'm just showing you the Santa Maria Novella train station. I use the TrainLine app. It's a green app, and I'll show you this right now, but it's fantastic for all train travel, not just in Italy, but throughout Europe. It's really worth downloading that app. It's so helpful. So the advantage of using the TrainLine app is that the ticket's on your phone and you're not having to worry about using the ticket boxes here, but there are plenty of them. Just more convenient for you. Everything's on the phone, provided your phone's working okay. Now, what about if you feel like some snacks, some drinks, some goodies at local prices, like supermarket prices? So you need to find a supermarket here in Florence too. And by the way, there are lots. Look for the Conad. Pam's also around too, and so is Carrefour. But Conad has got the market share in Italy, apparently, at about 23%. So you'll find the Conad stores everywhere, and that's where I tend to go to get the basic ingredients, the salad stuffs, the fruit and veg. They're quite good range of products and well priced. So I'll show you that right now. And the Conad I go to is not far from where I showed you that tram stop earlier and the medical practice. But just before we go there, have a look at the Santa Maria Novella Piazza. It's lovely here. Morning, noon and night. The nighttime lights is quite good. There's some lovely little restaurants in front of me as well. Somewhere to explore if you're staying this side of Florence. See those little eateries there? They're not that cheap, to be honest, but it's so atmospheric. So you do pay for your location at times, don't you? Right, so I'll see you at the supermarket at Conad. And the Conad supermarkets, they're all over Florence. Once you see one, you'll start to see them everywhere. The one I go to, actually I've got a couple of choices. This one I'm going to, near the station, it's a little bit bigger and therefore a bit more variety, a bit more selection, I think. So here it is here. It doesn't look much from the outside, does it? So let's go in, check it out. Must admit, I do like the ciabatta. Of course, there are larger supermarkets in Florence, but you won't find them in the historical centre. For instance, COOP, Coop or Co-op. It's a very large supermarket. The closest one for us is about a bit over 2 kilometres away. So it's really a car trip, and we load up there occasionally when we go there, load up with lots of stuff. But the Conad little supermarket there, it does the job for us most times. Now let's have a quick chat about buses here in Florence. And now the bus stop here, the hop on, hop off red bus stops right here in front of me, as does the number 7 bus, which takes you up to Fiesole, which I'm thinking of showing you next week. It's about a 20-minute ride, and Fiesole is on top of the hills that are to the north of Florence. Great views, much like the views from the Piazza Michelangelo. So let's have a look at the bus app I use. And here we go, while it's opening up. Now, I'm intending to go to Fiesole, so I've already got it marked in on the app. So here we go, we press that and it'll find the most suitable route. Now, after tapping the location, we can see the map comes up and it also indicates the closest stop where I can board this bus. Coincidentally, it's a bus stop just outside that Conad supermarket I showed you near the Santa Maria Novella Station. And if I pinch back in, we can see the route it takes to get me to Fiesole. Very, very easy. And the bus ticket can be purchased at one of those ticket booths I showed you where I bought the tram ticket. $1.75, and that will give you 90 minutes of endless transportation opportunities. Okay, so that worked well. Fiesole, it's about 25 minutes to get there. Okay, I'm on Via di Tornabuoni, the fashion street of Florence. And before you think, oh, I'm going to go to Gucci and buy a new outfit, no, something a bit more exciting than that. Up here, we've got the Piazza of Santa Trinita, and that's where I know we've got some e-bikes parked. Well, hopefully they're parked there today. And I'm going to show you how to use the app to use these hire bikes. It's quite easy. You do need to link a card. Now, heading south along the Tornabuoni, I come to the Piazza Santa Trinita, often frequented by street entertainers, opera singers. Now, I'm looking for an electric powered e-bike, but the only one here is a manual, which I don't particularly want today. I'll have to keep searching. Now, the app to use or download is called the RideMovi. It's an orange map. I'll put it on the screen right now. Just follow the instructions on the app and you can't go wrong. So I'm walking west along the Arno towards the Cascine Park. So I'll take you through the process now. There's the app. It opens up, it takes a moment. And what we're going to do is scan this Q code here. So scan to reads that. Ride now. And it's telling me there's plenty of power. If there isn't enough power, it'll say the bike is unavailable. Now, the next thing I always do is adjust the seat height, and away we go. So these bikes hold a bit of speed, don't they? It's very, very easy, and I do enjoy riding around on the non-cobbled roads because it's no suspension. They can get a bit bumpy. There's some lovely buildings along here, as you can see, and right here we've got the US consulate. So for my US subscribers and viewers, hopefully you don't get any issues when you arrive here in Florence, but I guess that's where you'd go if you do have passport problems. That's only about a mile from the Ponte Vecchio. Well, right now I'm in the Cascine Park. There's several trails or roads through here. To my left there's a road very wide that runs along the Arno River. It's more or less car free, and I know for a fact that many people here in Florence use that for their training, whether it be on the bike or running. It's probably a mile and a half, 2 kilometres from the Ponte Vecchio. A great run if you enjoy your running. This is certainly the place to come to. This is a fantastic park, the Cascine Park. Not to be here at night time, like any big parks in cities. You do get some undesirable types. Florence is no exception, so you do need to be wary of that. And why would you want to come here at night time anyway? Now, the autumn leaves are starting to change colour. It's magical here through autumn as well. I'm taking you up to my summer swimming pool. It's an open air pool, so it is now closed. It closes early September. It's €5 to go in and have a swim. It's 33 yards long, so a little bit different in terms of pool length, but It's a great old building and it's a fantastic pool to swim in. So this pool is called the Piscina La Povinati, and you get a glimpse of it there. I think I've got a photo somewhere, so I'll put that on the screen right now too and just show you. So look, if you're really desperate for a swim, that's something else you could also consider. Riding down to the Cascine Park is good, but riding back into town, back into Florence, is fantastic. Now look, he stole my thunder there. I was going to give you a little bit of opera just then too, but he did a pretty good job, so I'll stop there. So I'll show you how to switch the bike off and pay through the app. So we get the phone out again, press and trip. And trip. It's loading. Take photo. Upload the photo. So you must follow this process, otherwise if you don't log off correctly you can be fined. Now that was €9, but I went up to the park, I mucked around up there for a little bit. I've got a low balance, but I'll top that up later, okay? And that's about it for this one. I truly hope you've enjoyed this episode and it gives you a bit of assistance if and when you're here in Florence. By the way, share, thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you next week up at Fiesole. Ciao.